let you go. There's no way. I'm already still burning. So hold me close. Now, baby, I do what I'm told. Still learning to take my chances, to take my time, to keep on dancing, to walk that line. Yeah, you got me shifting the paradigm. No longer wishing. You're my lucky strike. Love the way you ride. Look into my eyes, say you're ready to go. $1 million life, yeah. We could roll the dice. Act like you're surprised, but you already know. Oh yeah, got lucky overnight. Jackpot when I got the invite. Let me wrap my arms around you, 'cause I can't go home without you. And my heart just vibe with you, babe. Wanna go sky high with you, babe. Gotta bring you close to tell you that you're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. Cooler than cold, I'm all in. So load up the dice, so heavy. The way that you roll, I'm falling. So I never fall. I'm ready to take my chances, to take my time, to keep on dancing, to walk that line. Yeah, you got me shifting the paradigm. No longer wishing. You're my lucky strike. Yeah. Love the way you ride. Look into my eyes, say you're ready to go. $1 million life, yeah. We could roll the dice. Yeah. Act like you surprised, but you already know. You're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. I can't let you go. There's no way. I'm already still burning. So hold me close. Now, baby, I do what I'm told. Still learning.
That. Yes. All right, folks. Well, you know you're in for a treat when you hear that tune, because it's time for another week of the RecPoker Podcast. I've got the best job in the world because I get to hang out here with my poker friends every Monday night and talk poker with you and them. My name's Jim Reid. I'm Bluffsterini in the home game and at RecPoker Jim on Twitter and Threads. But I am just one of the folks that make the magic happen over here at RecPoker. You get used to hearing my voice because they give me the mic on Mondays, but it takes a crew to do what we do over here. And so if you want to head over to rec.poker/crew, you can learn more about all the different members of the Wrecking Crew, myself included. But you can just listen up because you're going to hear from a few of them tonight, starting with interim producing co-host John Somsky.
I am John Somsky, also known as Poker Geek MN everywhere.
I am Joe Coolis, known on Twitter at JoeCoolPhD, cool with a K, or Elvita11 in the home game.
I'm Kim Kilroy. I'm known as PetVet or PetVet33 on most platforms, Fergie56 in the home game.
All right. Well, thanks, gang. If you don't know what Rec Poker is all about, we're at a very enthusiastic group of recreational poker players We hang out together, we study together, we travel around the world and play poker together. We celebrate together, we commiserate together. We do a lot of things about our love of poker. And most of what we do here is free. We're a largely volunteer-based organization. So I have to thank our friends at Running Aces Hotel, Racetrack, and Casino, because without their support, we would not be able to do what we do here. And so we're very appreciative of that. We've also picked up a couple new premium members since we last talked. I am so close to being caught up on my emails. I sent out a bunch of emails today to folks that had earned some prizes in the last little while. So hopefully we'll have more to report on that coming soon. But I wanted to thank Joe and Kim and John for joining me here tonight. And of course, all of you for listening and for typing in the YouTube chat. So we're going to be doing an interview today with Maureen Blucklinger, who is a very popular poker promoter, player. She used to be a dealer, and she was a guest of Kim Kilroy's Poker Empowerment series that was being recorded last year. We've been sharing some of these interviews with our listeners over the podcast for the last little while, which I think is just a great way to feature what Kim's been doing in that area and the great cause of making the poker world a more inclusive and welcoming place for all, but particularly for women. So that interview is going to be coming up soon. We'll talk about some home game results. Of course, we're going to give away our food bank prize. And I just want to remind our listeners that you may not know it, you may not think it, but food insecurity is something that affects a lot of people around the world, maybe even in your own city or town, maybe even in your own neighborhood or community. And an easy way to help with that problem is to just Google food banks near me on your smartphone, and you'll find some locations in your area that could use your support, whether it's a few dollars, a few hours of your time, or some non-perishable food items. We really encourage our folks to check that out. And we're going to have some new promotions coming up soon. I'll just tease it there. We're going to be giving away some donations to some food banks. We might be having a charity tournament of some kind to support some local food banks. I think the more RecPoker road trips that we take, maybe we can hook up with some local food banks there as well. It's a cause that's near and dear to a lot of our hearts. And so we love to spread the word and support that cause. So I think we'll just start by throwing to the interview with Maureen, and our team of post-production wizards, Roger Schutte and Renz Isidro, can make all the magic happen. And you, the YouTube watchers, feel free to start typing the words food bank into the chat here, and we'll raffle off a prize pretty soon when we come on back here. So enjoy the interview. All right. Well, we did it, folks. This is going to be another quick turnaround for our live YouTube audience, as I know that this was a good interview because I've already listened to it. Kim, why don't we just talk a little bit? I'm so pleased that you've become such a leading member of the Wrecking Crew here, and that you're not only contributing your insight in our hand histories and coming on the podcast and that kind of thing, but that you've had this poker empowerment group that's near and dear to your own heart. We've got a new Wrecking Crew member is joining. Actually, I should know. I'll wait until that's all official. But we've got another Wrecking Crew member joining soon that I think is also going to be a great voice in that mandate. And I just want to say thanks for being a leadership voice with our group and on this important cause. It's great to have you here. I hope that you feel like you've touched some people as a consequence of your efforts.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks, Jim.
So, John, why don't we start with some home game results, and then we can start giving away some free prizes afterwards. What do you think?
I think that sounds like an excellent idea. So, this is a little awkward. The first game is the Mixed Game Championship Series, and Poker Geek MN got his first Mixed Game victory for the year.
Congratulations, John.
Gopher Boy TJM Taylor still maintains over a 30-point lead in the Player of the Year points there.
Wow.
BD Underer Private got his or her first nightly victory for the year. Stewie 13,
Congratulations.
Stuart Carriage, got his 6th nightly victory for the year. Then
Nice.
Stuart Carriage, Stewie 13, got his 7th nightly victory for the year. Dan DeRezG, Daniel A,
Whoa.
got his 5th nightly victory for the year. Isenma got his or her 4th nightly victory for the year.
That one doesn't trip you up at all anymore. You're so smooth with Isenma. I remember back in the day when that was the first tongue twister. So Spike, I know you're out there. We all appreciate your continued efforts. And just look at the effect you've had on John. He's like a tongue twister expert now. It's impossible to trip him up.
Well, no, new names still have a possibility of doing it, or if I just revert to old patterns or anything like that. But then Stewie 13, Stuart Carriage,
Oh my God.
got his 2nd daily mixed victory for the year. So that's 3 victories in 1 week.
Wow.
Next, we have Max Chaos 2112, Greg Clem, got his
Nice.
3rd international victory for the year.
Congrats, Greg.
And Evil Roy CA, David Westerveld, got his 4th
Oh my
international
God.
victory for the year.
Cannot be stopped.
And then East Coast Bidder, Ben Enslow, won the LPP event. So he can contact info at rec.poker for his free month at Learn Pro Poker.
That's right. I know, Ben, you're no stranger to it. Send that email. You're going to love what's going on at Learn Pro Poker. And if Phil or Luke or any of our other recent winners are in the YouTube chat right now, I just want you to know, check your email, buds, because I actually got off my butt and sent out some prize notifications. So everyone that's been waiting for their prizes to be emailed out to them, if you haven't, check your spam. If you haven't gotten one, send me an email personally, Jim at rec.poker, and we'll make sure that you're all sorted out, because you all have been extremely patient with me over the last little while, and I really do appreciate it. So Stewie, that's 3 in 1 week for Stu. I mean,
Yes,
the guy just doesn't rest. He's just constantly getting better at this game of poker. And Greg Clem winning the international series, I'm pretty sure he and I had just hung up a Zoom call where we'd been talking about getting the most out of Poker Tracker, because he just switched over from Holder Manager to Poker Tracker. So he was in my Poker Tracker review group on the 2nd Saturday of every month. And I just, I love it when we recognize these names of the winners as folks that have just gotten more involved in Rec Poker. It's fantastic to see this.
Well, another thing is this brings Stewie's, it's his 37th all-time victory. So
Wow.
now he is in the conversation for who will be the 2nd person to win the 50-win Lifetime Achievement Award.
It's true. And it's pretty rare company. I know Kim is right on. She's edging up there. I think she's at like
Absolutely.
44 or 45 or something like that. We've got a couple other folks that are nipping at her heels. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Better not let him catch me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Kim, you definitely have to get there before Stu, or else you'll never hear the end of it. Isn't that right? Poker friends, these two travel all over, unleashing their poker expertise on the world, along with Elizabeth Bennett Martin and some other fun folks that I know are involved with Rec Poker to one degree or another. So no surprise, those poker friends forever are climbing the ranks. I just see here in our YouTube chat, we've got Phil saying that he wore his brand new Rec Poker t-shirt to a live event recently. And I got some comments about it, which is great. And I also see my mom, Martha, is in here, and she says, I'm so glad that Philip is back on the show. Oh my God. It's like twisting the knife. I don't know. I've explained to her the dynamic at play. And that's just okay. I understand how it's going here. But thank you, Martha. Thank you, Phil. And thank you to everyone else in the YouTube chat. It's great to see this back and forth. A lot of love in the YouTube chat right now, but not a lot of people typing the words food bank. So I will say, why don't we talk a little bit about what's coming up at Rec Poker and give some folks a little more time to oh God, it's getting out of hand in the YouTube chat here, folks. I will encourage folks, come check it out every Monday night, 7:30 Eastern, or as John Somsky likes to say, 6:30 Central Time, the only time zone that matters. It's free here on YouTube, and you can win a prize just for showing up. And you can see the hijinks that people get up to in the YouTube chat, because it is pretty funny. some cool stuff that's coming up. We've got some road trips planned. I want to confirm some details before I share some dates about that. But get your calendars out, folks, because we're going to be doing some Rec Poker events around the country between now and the holidays, which I'm really excited about. We had such a fantastic time at Running Aces. It was great to see so many people bedecked in Rec Poker gear and patches and having a great time and getting more, getting more faces to the names. I can't wait to do that again. I have so much fun on these Rec Poker road trips, and it sounds like a lot of you do as well. So I hope we get a chance to connect with some of our listeners again in person. Coming up next week, Kim, on August 22nd, which is the fourth Tuesday of the month, Kim always runs on the fourth Tuesday of the month a hand history review that is open to premium members. It's one of the perks of being a premium member here at Rec Poker. But this month, we're going to open it up to all community members. So you can join for free if you head on over to rec.poker and sign up for a free account there. All it takes is an email address and a smile. And then you can join Kim Kilroy and her group on August 22nd at 7:30 Eastern. Kim, you're going to be talking about the correct way to record details for a hand history.
Right.
Is that about right?
Yes. Yeah. So one of the best ways to learn is to go over your own hand histories or go over other people's hand histories with friends or peers or a coach. And most people don't know the correct way to verbally give a hand history or give a written hand history. So we're going to go over both ways to do it. And also I'm going to go over some like hacks that can make it easier when you're at the tables. Or it's easy enough to tag a hand if you have Poker Tracker online. So I think everybody knows how to do that. But I'm talking more about in the live realm, or when you want to talk about a hand with a friend, just verbally after the fact, of a hand you played the day before or the day of, and how to go about recording that hand so that you remember it and how to present it both verbally or in a written form as well.
And Kim, I think people don't appreciate how valuable this is, because recording hand histories are kind of like the language with which we share with our poker friends, whether they're coaches or clients or friends or peers. What we need is a way to make sure that we're all using the same words, talk about things, that it's a clear, full contextualized set of information. Kim, we'll save the real good stuff for next Tuesday. But what are some of the kind of annoyances? What are some of like the things that people tend to do wrong? Some of the big things that people tend to do wrong when they're casually expressing their hand histories to you? Well,
they'll say something like, I raised 2,000 and I got 2 callers and the flop came ace 7 something. And then I made a bet and one guy called and another guy raised and I didn't know what to do. Okay, well, what did you have? What position were you in? What were the lines? So we'll go through all of that stuff.
Nice. Joe, did you have something there?
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of chime in to say that I wish that I would have had a Kim Kilroy course really kind of dictating how to present a hand, because even when I worked with my own coaches, I would have the same stumbling around things, and it would make me a little reticent to actually bring a hand history to the forefront, because I don't want to make those stupid mistakes and feel silly not having remembered that or saying that. So if you haven't had any practice doing this, absolutely sign up for Kim's course so that you can go in confidently and know, I'm going to present this and I'll get the question I want answered, rather than at the very end someone says, oh, well, you should have just folded that pre. I mean, you never want that. So absolutely go.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and you'll just be able to click on it as a community member. Click on the link in the calendar the night of. It'll be at 7:30 Eastern time, 6:30 Central time, 4:30 Pacific time.
That's right.
And everyone's welcome to join in.
Yeah, so do yourself a favor, folks, and come check that out. It is an underrated skill, and I think a lot of our listeners, when people join Rec Poker, a lot of people, when they talk to me for the first time, they say, I love poker, but my friends don't really love poker. It's hard for me to find people to talk to about poker. And so it's not, it's not something you're going to have a lot of experience in until you get used to sharing hands and talking to people about your hands. And that just is a lot easier and more effective if you know what to record, what the relevant facts are. And I think it's also good at just training your brain to be like paying attention to like what are the factors I should be paying attention to as I'm experiencing a hand, because that'll probably not only make you a better note taker, but also make you a better poker player. So that's on August 22nd, and I want people to sign up for that for free, like we say. If you're tuning in live this week, we're going to be having our OPA on Tuesday night, like we always do. That's our online play and hang, which where premium members who are playing in the home game can come hang out over Zoom. And we just have a fun social time. We're not about, that's less about learning and more about the social activities. Wednesday, of course, it's the third Wednesday of the month. So we've got the book study with Rob, and every Wednesday you can join Taylor on Twitch. If you go to twitch.tv/RecPoker, he'll be playing in the home game and streaming his cards up action there, so you can get inside his head. On Thursday the 17th, our very own Joe Coolis is going to be hosting his poker psyops session. Joe, why don't you just share a little bit with our audience tonight about how that's been going for you and what you've got lined up for the next little while?
Well, I think what I'd like to go over is Phil Galifon just put forth a little 40-page booklet that talked about mindset things. And I think that I may go over that, give some, a little bit of gentle feedback if it's appropriate, gives what I think about his pamphlet in terms of what he discusses in that, because I think it's something that a lot of people might sign up for and may not. Phil's seems like a great guy, but he's a poker player. And does he really have, is what he's saying really reasonable in terms of what psychological theory would suggest? So that's my hope. They've been going well. I really strongly encourage people to show up if they have the opportunity. We do record them, but most of the time when you're watching it, you don't have the opportunity to ask questions. And every single session will have a Q&A about what we're talking about, as well as whatever topics that people have about their poker game. So it's everybody here is a resource. I hope people can use me in terms of a resource for the knowledge that I can bring, and show up. And let's have some fun talking about psychology.
That's right, man. And Joe says it. We are here. The whole Wrecking Crew is here to be a resource to recreational poker players. We all have different levels of experience. We all have different life experiences. We all have different things in the rest of our lives that we bring to the table here. Joe's a clinical neuropsychologist. You've got access to a great brain over here with a lot of interesting experiences and training. So it's just one of the folks here on the Wrecking Crew that I think you'll benefit from getting to know a little better. So I will encourage folks, head on over to rec.poker/crew, and you can learn a little bit about John and Kim and Joe and me and the rest of us, and see if there's someone that is interesting to you. Maybe you can strike up a conversation in our group and start a new friendship. It sounds trite, but I've really become friends with a lot of these people. We spend a lot of time planning these events and talking strategy at various times throughout the week, and it's been great. I feel like it's been one of the nicest parts about joining RecPoker is these friendships and connections that I've made with this group here, Wrecking Crew members and premium members as well. So I'd say, come on, give us a try, and maybe you can do the same. So I think my mom and Phil are planning some sort of matrimonial experience here in the chat. Although I'm not actually sure Martha knows who Phil is at this point. So I want to just shut this down like immediately before we get too far here. Joseph Coolis, you have the nerdy dice ready. I think we've only got one person who wants to win a prize tonight. Can that be true? Let me see. It looks like it. I mean, we're not just going to give it to Phil Are we just going to give the prize to Phil? That doesn't seem right. Please, someone. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Well, there we go. All right, we got two. So at least it's an actual competition. I think that I'm fine. I'm fine with that. So we've got Phil and Charles. So Joe, what do you want to do? You're gonna share the screen with your nerdy die, and you're gonna roll. What would you like to roll, and how are you gonna allocate the pips?
Well, we could just roll a 6-sided, and so we got two. It's Charles and Phil. So we the odd numbers, and Charles can have the even numbers. So I'll just roll a 6-sided, but unless somebody do we want a 20-sided just because it's the nerdiest of the dice?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep, coming in loud and clear.
Okay. Let me get the 20-sided up. Yeah. All right. So it's saying I can't share my screen though.
Oh no, let me get on that here.
Yeah.
Now you should be able to. Thank you.
Sure. Starting share screen will stop other participants' computer sound share.
There you go. Go for it. So there's a non-trivial chance I will forget to share the audio for the outro again when we do this. That's on all of you now to remind me, or else that's definitely what's going to happen. Let's see. Let's see if it works.
Can you see this screen?
I'm seeing it.
All right, here we go. 20-sided on its way. And it is even. Charles Allen, you are the winner, sir. Congratulations. I'm just glad that we don't have to ship anything over to Phil. God bless his cotton socks. Charles, send that email to info@rec.poker, and you will get an email back with your exciting prize. And let me see if I'm sharing the audio again. Thank you, John. Oh my God, we might actually hit the audio cues. This has been a very complicated effort, folks, but I'm very excited. Okay, so while we're wrapping things up here, let's get to the bottom of this. So Martha is here in the YouTube chat. She's been talking about how much she likes Phil, but I think she might think that either Joe or John are Phil, because I think she can see Phil on the screen right now. So Martha, can you just type into the chat, does Phil have a headset on when you're looking at him? I see it could be John or Joe, but only one of them has a headset on. So let's see if Martha has something that she can straighten this out with. I kind of enjoy the bit about her liking Phil more than me, but by the same token, it would be great if she meant someone other than Phil. That would honestly just be fantastic. So I'm kind of hoping for that. Particularly since the chat is suggesting that Phil would become your dad, which would be awkward.
There's some tangential mention of what might be involved in that. Yes, that's right. So just in case people, I think it's you, Joe. I think she thinks you're Phil. So, I mean, you are a handsome guy.
I can understand why your mom would like me. But
yeah. All right. Well, we're going to get to the bottom of this. Phil says Martha has my house under surveillance. Yeah. Well, all right. I think we've spent a long time today talking about things that have nothing to do with poker or rec poker. Thank you. Oh my God. She's going off the rails. Martha's going off the rails in the chat, folks. This is why you got to come show up here for the YouTube, because if you knew me in real life, you'd have a lot of ammunition to make fun of me for the next little while based on what's going on here. Okay. All right. Save me, folks. What else should we mention before we roll on out of here and let our audience get back to their lives? I will tell you, if you're listening live, tonight is the Tournament of Champions. It's on the second Monday of every month. So if you've won a Rec Poker home game in the month of July, congratulations. Your invitation to the Tournament of Champions should be open to you. So come and have some fun, and we'll win this elusive silver pin that is really hard to get. So that's going on tonight. Let me see. I guess I just want to thank John Somsky, Kim Kilroy, Joe Cool, except for Martha and Phil, who I think we might have to like send a bottle of wine to or something. But for the rest of you, thanks so much for joining us, and I hope you tune in again next week. We'll have a guest like normal. I can't wait to share their story with you. All right, have a fantastic week, everybody. Thanks for your support.